Did you guys know there's a whole fetish for that, for being like turned into furniture? That one time I knew a guy who worked with me at a restaurant and at a coffee shop, and he had a fetish for that, I think, and I think he overshared it on accident. He said that if he could be anything, he'd be a woman's coffee table, and I was like, Lamau, and then he was like, and I was like, and it was weird. And then one time there was this guy in high school, and he's like, I'm gonna show you something. And I was like, okay. And he was like, look at this, and you can't laugh though. And I was like, okay. And then he pulled out a picture. He pulled out a sketchbook full of pictures of huge Amy Lee holding tiny Sonic and being like, you're so small, Sonic. And Sonic being like, Amy, don't swallow me. And he flipped through all the pages, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And he was like, do you mean it? And I was like, yes. And he was like, thank you. And then we never talked again. I'm kidding. We did talk again. I kind of low-key wanted him real bad. Sorry. But it didn't work out. Oh my God. How many near dating experiences does one VTuber have to go through before they date? How many near date experiences? I don't know how much more I can take. What if, now walk with me. Walk and talk with me. What if I go to a McDonald's and I sit at a table and after making my McCrelly order, and I sit down and I sit with my food like a prop. My food's in front of me like a prop, and I'm like, oh man, I hope nobody recognizes my McDonald's order and sees me sitting here and goes, is that the famous Crelly from the McCrelly order? And then says, excuse me, ma'am, I couldn't help but notice that you were enjoying a double quarter pounder with cheese with no ketchup, no mustard, 20-piece McNugget, large fries, large Coke, additional large Coke, 2 chocolate chip cookies, chocolate shake, Oreo McFlurry with M&Ms. I couldn't help but notice that you were enjoying that so very much. Would you happen to be the famous VTuber Crelly? And then I could look up and I could make eye contact with him, and I could just start screaming. Screaming like a banshee. He backs up. He says, he looks around nervously. This action will have consequences. I'm like the witch in Left 4 Dead. Oh, speaking of Left 4 Dead, I'm planning on a Left 4 Dead 2 collab coming up with Bricky and a lot of other really cool people. So get really excited.